Carlos and brings him to Ithaca. On Monday, he goes to the hut of Aeneas. But Athena went to the fair city of Sparta to tell Odysseus' son that he was to return at once. She found him in Distratus, sleeping in the forecourt of Menelaus' house. Distratus was fast asleep, but Telemachus could get no rest all night for thinking of his unhappy father. So Athena went close up to him and said, Telemachus, you should not remain so far away from home any longer, nor leave your property with such dangerous people in your house. They will eat up everything you have among them, and you will have been on a fool's errand. Ask Menelaus to send you home at once. If you wish to find your excellent mother still there, when you get back, her father and brothers are already urging her to marry Eurymachus, who has given her more than any of the others and has been greatly increasing his wedding presents. I hope nothing valuable may have been taken from the house in sight of you, but you know what women are. They always want to do the best they can for the man who marries them, and never give enough thought to the children of their first husband, nor to their father either, when he is dead and done with. Go home, therefore, and put everything in charge of the most respectful women servants that you have, until it shall please heaven to send you a wife of your own. Let me tell you also another matter which you had better attend to. The chief men among the suitors are lying in wait for you in the strait between Ithaca and saying, and they mean to kill you before you can reach home. I do not much think they will succeed. It is more likely that some of those who are now eating up their property will finally brave themselves. Sail night and day and keep your ship well away from the islands. The God who watches over you and protects you will send you a fair wind. As soon as you get to Ithaca, send your ship and men on to the town, and yourself go straight to the swineherd who has charge of your place. He is well disposed towards you. Stay with him therefore for the night, and then send him to Penelope to tell her that you have got back safe from Pylos. Then she went back to Olympus. But Telemachus stirred Distratus with his heel to rouse him and said, Wake up, Distratus, and yoke the horses to the chariot, for we must set off home. But Distratus said, No matter what hurry we are in, we cannot drive in the dark. It will be morning soon. Wait till Menelaus has brought his presents and put them in the chariot for us, and let him say goodbye to us in the usual way. So long as he lives, a guest should never forget those who have shown him kindness. As he spoke, they began to pray, and Menelaus, who had already risen, began telling him that came towards them. When Telemachus saw him, he put on his shirt and as fast as he could threw a great cloak over his shoulders and went over to meet him. Menelaus, said he, Let me go back now to my own country, for I want to get home. And Menelaus answered Telemachus, If you insist on going, I will not detain you. I do not like to see the host either too fond of his guests or too rude to him. Moderation is best in all things, and not letting a man go when he wants to do so is as bad as telling him to go, he would like to say. One should treat that guest well as long as he is in the house and speak to him when he wants to leave. Wait, then till I can get more beautiful presents into your charities, until you have yourself seen them. I will tell the one that prepares sufficient dinner for you, but what there may be in the house, it will be at once more proper and cheaper for you to get your air before setting out on such a long journey. If, moreover, you have a fancy for will conduct you myself through all my principal cities, now one will send us away empty-handed. Everyone will give us something of bronze tripod, a couple of mules, or a bowl cup. Menelaus replied to Telemachus, I want to go home at once, for when I came away, I left my property without protection, and feared that while looking for my father, I shall come to ruin myself or find that something valuable has been stolen during my absence. When Menelaus heard this, he immediately told his wife and servants to prepare sufficient dinner from what there might be in the house at this moment's place, doing him what he did first and as his mother. So Menelaus called him to light the fire and cook some meat which he at once did. Then Menelaus went down to his favorite storeroom not alone, and telling what to do with his one he reached up his way and the his house with him. He saw that nothing else on the so bring also silver decent wall, beautiful, Ellen comes to his house where she kept her only rest she had made her own hands, and took out one that was lovely so much beauty and rich for the bridegroom. It blizzard like a star and made the very bottom of the chest. Then they all came back from the house again till they got to Telemachus, and Menelaus said, Telemachus, may Zeus, the mighty husband of Hera, bring you safely home according to your desire. I will now present you with the finest and most precious piece of plate in all that house. It is a decent wall of pure silver, except the rim, which is inlaid with gold. It is the work of Croesus, Phaetonus, king of Sidonians, made me a present of it.
What are you saying?
I gave him while I was on my return. I give it to you.
Shut up! Yo, Pharaoh, can you go here? They're gonna have a bastion, so Pharaoh, you're gonna die. Shut up!
So saying she gave the rulers and received gladly that the strongest of the presents, and so Cherries and Lighter, and
you said Jews.
in the house and they sat down at the table. A maid servants brought them water and people when you were, and 4 inches of silver basin for their water, and the table beside them, and other servants brought them bread and offered them many good things of what there was in the house.
Attack commences in 30 seconds.
Looking forward to it.
As soon as they had enough to eat and drink, Telemachus and the Strauss sealed the horses and took their places in the chariots. They rode out there, then their gateway, then they went to the house without the court, and Menelaus came after them with a golden goblet of wine.
We have a list. Oh, mercy. I think we should go tank.
Yo, Pharaoh, please go tank, dude. Oh my god, dude. Soldier's better though.
Oh my god.
Now we need another healer. Come on. Yeah, I'll go first. Yo, help me. I'm dead. Don't have any heals. The junk is so low. Oh my Junkatronical. Go, 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 go. Watch out, Lenoir, you're dead. You're toast.
How do I know? I did not know that.
Here, group up, group up. There's a Metro probably has TP already.
Probably. What is this? You feel swing. Oh, yeah,
No way. Alright.
I don't know, 1 point.
Yo, Apis, what are you doing? Huh?
I was exiting on the tile.
Alright. Yo, behind, jump.
I have no. They have a TP, so let's kill the TP.
Imagination is the essence of discovery.
Come on, guys. Group up.
And group up. Hey, I'm a playing, so I'll be with group up shit. Oh, good job.
Nice.
I got him.
Nice. Alright, yo, get the Reinhardt shield.
And we gotta kill the turrets on point, right?
Get Reinhardt shield. Just get it.
Down.
Nice.
Oh, I'm gonna die.
There you go. Nice.
Oh, nice.
Oh shit. Where's it? I'm eating it. Don't worry.
Oh, good job. Alright, that's nice.
Alright, let's go.
Somebody's over here, get him. Get him!
Oh, I tried.
Where'd he go?
Oh, shit.
Oh, he's over here. He's in this corner.
Oh my god.
No!
I got blood. Oh, alright.
Shoot the line shield. Shoot his shield. Shoot his shit, nigga. No, I fucked up! Oh my dude. He's got 1 health. And they fucked me up. Nice, that's how we do it. Let's go.
Everyone heal up.
Ha!
Easy.
Alright, let's go.
Easy as 1, 2, 3. Just kidding.
Oh my god, already.
Oh my. Well, how about Lenoir? You go, Lucio. Oh my, come on. Oh, come on, what are you doing? Not even a bad Hanzo. Trust me.
No, not you.
No, I mean this.
Everyone else.
Bastion, he switched from tank.
I know, it's why.
Oh my, fine. If they rape us, I'm going back to Diva. Or should I go Diva or Zarya?
Sorry, yeah.
Alright, I'm meeting this guy, he's so annoying.
Yeah.
He's trying to be funny, I think.
No, I think it's a fucking TV or something.
Yeah, but why is it talking so quick?
I don't know.
So weird, dude. What kind of TV do you fucking buy? Right. Time to win it.
Like a Pico TV from like
I know.
Arabia.
You got it from like the Arabian store.
Where you buy the turbines.
Yo, why are you over there, Farrah? Oh my. Dude, I think the Farrah's throwing. Oh, never mind. She almost won. Yo, what?
Get on the point.
Oh my! I was aiming at the fucking Lucio. Right as I shot, fucking Tracer or Farrah killed me.
Oh, I need healing. Oh my, what the?
Tracer on P.
Wait, how is this working? There's only one tank. What the hell? Oh, nice, bro.
Come on, guys, I'm getting all the kills. Just. Oh, are you serious? Get him.
Only Tracer. Oh my god! Tracer's so annoying!
I hate that bitch.
Oh my god, of course.
No mercy, you could've. No, he stole my play. What a bitch. Dickhead. It's a soldier. I'm trying to kill this Farrah.
Alright, they got it.
Oh, and I'm stuck. You guys help out. Not you, April. Or like.
Build them up, break them down.
Hey, what are you doing?
Fixing my mom again.
Yeah, I'm chill. Chill.
I'm gonna keep asking me what I want to eat.
Will your mom let you not go to school?
Yeah.
So why'd you say your mom wouldn't let you?
Oh, I thought she wouldn't, but she was actually nice and she let me miss.
Nice.
And I told her the reason why I couldn't go. She was like, oh, okay.
What did you say?
That kids who aren't culminating on stage, they're gonna be in the library the whole day. Like, just like writing like, essays and questions. Like, well, that's gonna be pretty boring. Like, so
Oh, nice.
And I was like, they recommend to stay home too.
Nice. So you don't have to go to school?
Tomorrow I'm gonna go because wait, am I allowed to go?
Yeah.
They like, okay. But I'm still gonna be in the library, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, I don't really care.
So you're not gonna go?
No, I'm gonna go.
Alright.
Like, so I can like, feel like hanging out. I'd like to run. Wait, you go out at like this hanging out.
Oh yeah, you do.
Okay.
I'm not gonna torture you though. Let you know when it is though. Mom's kind of like, he can be annoying sometimes. Yeah, like he thinks he's funny when he tortures you, but he just takes it too far. Sometimes it can be funny, but I don't know. It's kind of gay. Watch out, watch out, watch out.
Oh, my God, down.
Ready to work.
Огонь по готовности.
I'm missing all my shot tape. Come on, what the fuck? There you go, about that thing.
Wow, this tracer.
About that thing. Hey, Jacelyn.
Alright, now do what you were built to do. Come get your armor.
I'm dead. You're such a stupid.
Oh, my fight like almost over.
Nice. Yo, is Lino in the chat? Ooh, thank you for the heals. Oh my god, dude, I like can't find her. In the second I find her, no, I don't even find her, she just like kills me. Nice. Whatever. What a stoop. Oh my god, that was funny. Thought she was slick. I teabagged her.
We only have 40 seconds left and we have 5 ults. We have to smoke that.
Yup, easy. Love Hanzo, dude. Except I hate going up against like pro Hanzos. Annoying.
Dude, it isn't even
So bad. They're so bad. No, I ulted! No, res it! Res it! Res it! Res! No, mine. Didn't even get me.
I didn't get anyone with the ace that since it's Devo really quick, just I can get the faster.
No way I missed that. Oh. Just one hit. Nice. Easy. Hope she didn't. That bitch didn't steal my play.
Probably did.
No.
Although, I guess it is in
Oh my! Fuck you! What is this? What is this?
So I got 2 of those kills.
1 kill and all assists, and that gets play. I got like fucking triple headshot, and I saved the point. What the fuck?
Then she said to him, Odysseus knows how there is it. It is now time for you to tell your son, you not keep him departing longer, but lay your plans, or the search for the suitors, then make more for the town. I will not be long in going you, for I am too weak before the fray. As she spoke, she touched him with her golden wand. First she threw up everything shirt and cloak about his shoulders, then she made him younger, and more losing heavens. She gave him back his color, fill out the sheets, and let red, sheer, become dark again. Then she went to live, and Odysseus came back and said that his son was his hand when he saw him, and he turned his eyes to the beauty of looking calling God. Strangers said he absolutely had came from where a moment or two ago. You are best different, and your colors are not the same. So you, some one more other holy gods that live in heaven, which will be propitious, and these God can make you a new sacrifice, and offerings of wrongful. Have mercy upon me. And Odysseus said, I am no God, why should you take me for one? I am your father, who is a cannibal too greedy and suffered so much at the hands of a lawless man, as he spoke, he kissed his son, and a tear fell from his cheek, owing to the man, for he had restrained no tears till now. But Telemachus could not yet believe that it was his father, and said, "You are not my father, in God, and my friend kneeled the day of I agreed. The more hereafter, no man could himself contrive to do as you had to do, and if yourself old and young man always noticed, unless God were with him. A second ago you were old and no in rags, and now you are like some God who came down from heaven. Odysseus answered Telemachus, you are not to be so never established, and my being really here, there is no other Odysseus who will come hereafter such as I am. It is I who have for long wondering in what fortune had not go in the 20th year to my own country, what you wonder at in the world of the redoubtable goddess Athena, who does with me whatever she will, for she can do what she pleases at one moment. She makes me like a beggar, and I take a man with good clothes on my back. It is an easy matter for the consul of the heavens, any man look yet, rich or poor. As he spoke, he sat down and Telemachus breathed his arms at his father, and they were both so much moved that they cried aloud like eagles or vultures, which crooked talons that had made a round of their path towards the young lad peasants. Thus Nicias did they weep, and the sun would have gone down upon the morning that Telemachus had not suddenly said, "What ship, my dear father, did your crew bring you to Ithaca? Or of what nation did they put itself to be? Or you could not have come by land? Come to your myself, like Odysseus, there was a huge and mighty deal, and I single is and all that had given vessel, and anyone who reaches a coast, they took me over to sleep on. I was fast asleep in that in Ithaca, after giving me many prisons, and were all going to these things about the Odyssey are lying to see what they do.
Prepare to attack. Select your hero.
And now from here on, discussion of what you may consult after my enemies first before giving all the substitutes with their number that I may learn who and how many they are. I can then turn to matter over my mind and see whether we two can find the whole volume of ourselves, or whether we must find others to help us. To this Telemachus answered, Father, I have always heard of more renowned both in the field and in council. The task of your talk is very great one. I am all of mere thought that there are two men cannot stand against many and great ones. There are not 10 seekers only, or twice, and 10 many times over, you shall win the number at once. There are 52 chosen youths from every kingdom, and they have 6 servants from Sam and and 12 of them the cut himself. You need to slow down. The servants met on a bar and 2 men on the table. The priestess ring is at just the real of the range. So when you have yourself, you would be willing to come out with us. Listen to me about which is whether the father's use may seem sufficient, or whether I am trying to find someone else as well. Those who are office are called with allies for those they walk. The remote gods and men, they super keep walking out of the fight. And the suitors and we go back to my house now for return. It's more morning and go back. One suitors and 4. There's one girl who needs to say that one here. And it's the may still steal. Your power to get travel. Sometimes we don't get these forms. We're not going to go and we have to make them more reasonably. They will have us to do more than the more I say, when the finish of the mind, I will not let it to you. So if we do this, we must let the water that is not outside. Excuse me, while you're removing it, say that you have to take out the I'm not a good student. And has become so underground, and is this the more vertical that you are great as you say, except that as more over their mind is that you should have some power, which makes the strength of them. I really want to say that I need to rescue your peace service at the meeting.
Together, we are strong.
In this matter, not in favor of going around and trying to make, we have hinted at later on that you really have some sign from Zeus that he will support you. Plus the Emperors and new model, which had brought Telemachus to establish at which time of the and they had one time of
Da, ni vill ju
Their servants took their armor from them, and they went to the body that they said they fell that anyone or young set along with them and tables. These are
First round.
Silence always be the solution.
Book 17, the Odyssey, telemachusing as another meet for Odysseus Junior come down to the town where Odysseus is insulted by the Atlanteans. He's recognized by the dog farmers. He's insulting just to restore back Hypnos to the school, not being desires that he felt sense of her. When we found Morning, we're using the devil to be called to Atlas and he was so serious. His hand was able to do Odysseus, but afraid said he was younger. I went to the town and found myself my mother, poor people, never really operating until she had seen me. I just wanted this unfortunate stranger taking to the town and let him live there. Anyone who would give him a drink, not be so great. I would travel enough of my own and not be buried with other people. I just was so much the worst for him. I can do as you care about remaining here at the back and all the master. Therefore, representing you as you have yourself and the news of the town, assuming that I have a warm fire, the day has brought those in it. Like those originally been in this frosty morning, our tubby parish with both. We used to say, this is the sun play off. When the officer stood up through the yards reading his revenge on suitors when he reached them, he stood his spear against the very post of bolster across the stone floor of the post up and went inside. Nurse here replaced off and long for anyone else that he was within pieces. I was listening to cheapers and crying as she ran out to him. All the other maids came up soon, covered his heavy shoulders with pictures of Penelope, came out to the room looking like Martin was so after ready. And looked like she flung her arms after some people. So we don't really have to never going to see you anymore. To keep the view of the title of I was saying, angry about it, my business. I'm not even really sorry. You're not sorry, mother. Answer to Marcus. Who would actually see what I never see if I had that. The law of the change of picture was taken for me. I was home to the back. I was home to the streets. One of the answers is one to I was not visiting. So I was a stranger who has my back of people kindness. I said to my mother, my room is so curious. Let's take him home and look after him until I could come forth in myself. She heated her son's voice, watched his face, her face, changed her dress, and that called him sufficient pictures himself. So I lived back to her revenge upon the suitors. So the Marcus went through after was his favorite name. Not alone for secretly, God's went with him. A female and outcome with a business of the and see my time. And she was gathered about him. The federal words in their crowds and now smiles. But he told him what this mentor and the person held their wrist. All things at his father's house. Curiosity. He had his whole different town to place us and we went around town Marcus had once joined them. Curious was first to and we shouldn't send some other reasons to take away from the presence of an lost baby. We do not know Curious answered to Marcus what may happen. The students will be in my hometown and my property among them. I don't really have to Any of those people took people with them. On the other hand, I mentioned that I told them to oblige, but people were planning to bring my presence. These words he took me from me as the house. When they got there, they went there, closed on the vacancies, went into the bathroom, washed them themselves, and then they washed their noise of them, and given them forks and shirts they took their seats at the table. On made certain them not from water and beautiful going through and worked so raising them to wash their hands and she grew clean table besides them, and upper servants from bread and offered them many good things. But they was in the house. Opposite them sat Penelope with tiny eye couch, I wandered there and those are closer and swinging. Then they laid their hands on the things I would have as soon as they had them speaking great. And Penelope said, so long as I don't lie down on that sad couch, which I had not ceased to walk my tears from the day of the set out for shortly, sons of Patriots. We paid others made it with the need. Almost came back to the house when all knowing had to do was thinking about the return of your father. Those three days, replied his son, with the malice and sound next to her. He took his house, and as well as some of his son, who had just returned after a long absence. So also did his sons, except he had not heard a word from any human being about Odysseus, but that he was alive and he sent me before the jury forces them at loss. And I saw Helen, or he said, so many with our rounds and groupings, were in heaven's wisdom, doing it suffered. Now I lost asking you where it was that the promise is hard, and hoping the whole group were on the system in these hours to be sure the great man's dead. I might have as well as the new one, the letter line, and the walk even forth, only to ask the wall. The line, and back to his letter will be turned over with the third, and so the Odysseus will be super strong. Others who speak out of Odysseus is still a man who knows the rest of the Philonides and the West Coast, who is the other was the deeds of such who will come near the secret and I'm sorry, then, as regards your question, we'll see you back and see how these are. I'll tell you about this every first week. Odysseus coming out of the top, and the also the influencer who was even because they're in the average. For the end of shipment service to take over the sea, this was done that also me. And after the story, I came away and lost and we soon not be safe home again. The police was to move our Penelope and we were from India, so that the man, like the Odysseus, how office is not understand these things. Listen to that opening where I can forgot and tell you. When they used to think of having me not win a stand on that locality for the heart of Odysseus, so we find out for the suitors. I saw an owner when I was on the ship which meant this, and I told it to the officer that they meeting soon after that. If you're from each other, just to go, I mean, all who see you shall congratulate you. That's the difference. Meanwhile, the suitors were throwing this or hanging with spears at a mark over the ground of the house and behaving all their old insolence. When it was now time for dinner and the flock of sheep and goats had come to the town from all the country round, both the shepherds as usual, and then Madon, who was their favorite servants, and who waited upon the table, said, now then, my master, she had had enough stored. So come inside and make it dinner ready. Get it at dinner time. The first was to come and they were within the house. They lived in the world from the season's house. And the sacrifice of sheep and sports. You need to say no more, let us be going, but if you expect a very cut, let me have it or what would you say the rest of the report? The such is lacking for 2 days after leaving station targeted officers who remain behind. So after the way his master followed, after looking like some broken down old fantasy leap upon the staff, and his foes were all in back.
Rains from above.
And were nearing the city, they reached the fountain from which the citizens free their water. This had been made by Atlas, Eurytus, and all the door. The Atlas and the water-loving officers pointed us all around it, and the water came down to it.
豆豆，不洗澡。
Olympius, son of Aldius, and recognized he was driving down some goods and his wife was suited him, and therefore 2 shepherds with him. When we saw him, yes, and Odysseus, he revived them. That great son seeing the language, he made Odysseus very angry. There you go, cried he, how precious there you are. See, I have brings birth to the same place to one another. Where, pray, master swineherd, are you taking this form of object? It would make anyone sick to see such a creature at table. A fellow like this never won a prize for anything in his life, that will go about rubbing shoulders against every man's worthless and begging, not for swords, and urging a man that only a few scraps were begging for. Then you will give him to be for hand on my station, he might do clean out the holes, where I bring bit us would be, as if he could pass the size of he was. Please, that way, but it was taking that ways, if you don't before he will do nothing but make rituals. All the town who to beat his I say, your boy, such a movie, if he goes to Odysseus' house, he will be this never from us, so they're playing at me, so it's not. On this, he has to be Odysseus, he has to be a fantastic. The Odysseus is confirmed, did not touch my hat. All knows he does, or knows if I have no obvious, will kill him for his strength, or 700 men would be the brings out. He was all however, the defender, as he keep himself in the defense, so he's sure to be Odysseus, and he was not his prison rank, and as he gets it, pounds and milks, and crash, and pursuits, that ever predicted for him will atoms, ever back, or lambs or kids, and not clear that other makes him done. He will soon put that hand to his very rest, with which shot and other people get rolled, and all the time he would never do that, and every is the branch of his operation for everybody talking about just and say on the 400 line, so we're talking about you that I have no problem with as sure all the stuff and not just everything. As I'm not busy with that, I'm going to see that sense and come at home on their leader, look at the 42, as we have lessons to this is levels he was out doing office, and once that many others, the certain from the fortune of the upper one servant separate, the whole of my feet, presently Odysseus and Swineherd came up to the house and stood by it. Amid a sound of music for Julius was just beginning to sing to suitors that Odysseus took hold of Swineherd's hand, saying, yes, the house of Odysseus is a very fine place. Matter of fact, you will find one get one belief is fallen, and after another that there is a small Lucy, and Julius said you have to speak right as the people and you go, just think, well, will be a part of sports. Will you go inside first and go to the community here behind you? Or will you wait there, will you go in first? But do not wait longer, so next to you, loitering outside the person behind you. As soon as men driver you, and Odyssey stands here. I understand indeed go in first and leave me here where I am. I am quite used to doing beats and having things thrown at me. I haven't so much perfected, but I can walk in my sea. I am case hardened, and this too may go with the rest. But a man cannot hide away with probably is a man which is much better for women. They don't be trusted us, and that shit I really have to say the seasons with war on the people, as they were those who and the honest will raise the step. And the first couple of years, just all those who were his and the force and after control, and he had never had any work out with him. In old days, he used to be taken out by young men when they went hunting wild goats or deer or herd, and his master was down, he was lying, they left out the east of meal and carried them their own parts of the stable doors, so the men should come and drive away from there the great clothes, and he was full of fleas. As soon as he saw Odysseus standing there, he dropped his ears and wagged his tail, but he could not get close up to his master. When Odysseus saw the dog on the other side of the yard, he dashed a tear from his eyes without Aeneas. Seeing he said, Aeneas, what a noble hound that is over yonder on the manure where he is built is splendid, and he is a smart fellow as he looks, almost the only one of those dogs that come in at his table, and are kept merely for show. This hound as Aeneas belonged to him who has died now. If he were what he was when Odysseus left for Troy, he would soon show you what he could do. There was not a wild beast in the forest that could get away from him when he was once on his tracks, and now he had fallen on evil times for his master is dead and gone, and women take no care of him. Servants never do their work, and as his hands no longer over them were suitors. Next after goodness of the man, he makes a slave of him. As he spoke, he was inside the building, so close to where the suitors were, that Argos died as soon as he had recognized his master. Telemachus saw Aeneas long before anyone else did, and that he could come and sit beside him, so he looked at him and saw the seat lying near where Argos sat. Carrying out their questions to the suitors, he picked it up and brought it to Telemachus' table. He sat down opposite him. And the servant brought him his fortune and gave him bread from the bread basket. Immediately afterwards, Odysseus came inside looking like a 4-year-old man, leaning on his sack, his clothes falling rags. He sat down on the threshold of the ashwood, just inside the doors leading out. Standard force, yes, a very process. I just looked with the carpet the basket fully planned and had when he could join surely with the red line on office to all over from the bread basket. As much beneath as he could hold his two hands and said, Aeneas, take this to the stranger. He said to go around the suitors and beg from them that beggar must not be shamefaced. So immediately Aeneas went up to him and said, stranger, tell office, since you are here around the suitors, begging for beggars must not be shamefaced. Odysseus answered, great king Zeus, reign of happiness, Telemachus, and fulfill the desire of his stars. Then was the fancy Telemachus assented, and they come to go what that speaks. He went to the evening and was singing, and just finished the dinner as he left off. The suitors appointed the bar whereon Athena went to Odysseus and offered him pieces of bread from each one of the suitors, that he might see what kind of people they were, and tell the good and the bad would come from what life she was not going to save a single one of them. Odysseus therefore went on his round, going from left to right and stretched out his hand to those who were a real beggar. Some of them pitied him and were curious about him, asking another who he was and where he came from. Whereon he heard Melanthius said, suitors of the noble mistress, I can tell you something about him, for I have seen him before. The swineherd brought him here, but I know nothing about the man himself, nor where he comes from. On this Antinous began to abuse the swineherd, you precious idiot, he cried. What have you brought this man to this town for? Have we not tramps and beggars enough already to pester? As we sit at meat, who you think it's a small thing, that such people would rather here to waste your master's property, and you must needs bring this man as well. And Aeneas answered, Antinous, your worth is good, but your words evil. It was no doing of mine that he came here, who is likely to invite a stranger from a foreign country, and to be one of those who can do public service as a seer, a healer, a birds, a carpenter, or a bard, who can charm us with his singing. Such men are welcome all the world over, and no one is likely to ask a beggar who will only worry him. You are always harder on Odysseus' servants than any of the other suitors are, and above all on me. That but I do not care so long as Telemachus and Penelope are alive and here. But Telemachus said, hush, do not answer from Antinous, as the bitterest tongue of all suitors, and he makes others worse. Then, turning to Antinous, he said, Antinous, you take as much care of my interest as though I were your son. Why should you want to see the stranger turned out of the house? Heaven forbid, take something to give it to him yourself. I do not grudge it. I beg you take it. Never mind my mother and any of the servants in the house, but I know you will not do what I say, for you are more fond of eating things yourself than of giving them to other people. What do you mean, Telemachus? Replied Antinous. This is swaggering talk that all the suitors would give him as much as I will. He would not come here again for another 3 months. As he spoke, he drew the stool on which he rested his dainty feet from under the table and made as though he would throw it to Odysseus, but the other suitors all gave him something and filled his and bread and meat. He was about therefore to go back to the threshold and eat what the suitors had given him, but the first went up to Antinous and said, Sir, give me something. You are not surely the poorest man here. You seem to be chief foremost among all of them. Therefore you should be the better giver. And I will tell far and wide of your bounty. I too was a rich man once and had a fine house of my own. In those days I gave to many a tramp such as I now am. No matter who he might be nor what he wanted, I had a number of servants and all the other things which people have who live well and accounted wealthy. But it pleased Zeus to take all away from me. He sent me with a band of robbing robbers to Egypt. It was a long voyage and I was undone by it. I stationed my ships in the river Egypt of us, and bade my men stay by them and keep guard over them, while I sent out scouts to recount it from every point of vantage. But then the men disobeyed my orders, to their own devices, and ravaged the Egyptians, killing the men and taking their wives and children captives. The alarm was soon carried to the city, and when they heard the war cry, the people came out at daybreak to the plain and filled the soldiers' house and foot and the gleam of the armor. Then Zeus spread panic among my men, and they would no longer face the enemy, for they had found themselves surrounded. The Egyptians killed many of us, and took the rest alive to be forced to labor for them. As for myself, they gave me to a friend who met them to take me to Cyprus, the Meteor, by name, son of Aiasus, who was a great man in Cyprus. Thence I come hither in a state of great misery. And Antinous said, What God can have such a pestilence to plague us here in our dinner? Get out into open parts of the court, or I will give you Egypt and Cyprus all over again for your insolence and importunity. You have begged all the others, and they have given you lavishly, for they have abundance around them, and it is easy to be free with other people's property when it is plenty of it. On this Odysseus began to move off and said, Your looks, my fine sir, are better than your eating. If you were in your own house, you would not spare a poor man so much as a pinch of salt, for though you are in another man's, in spite of abundance, you cannot find it in yourself to give him even a piece of bread. This made Antinous very angry, and he scowled at him, saying, You shall pay for this before you be clear of the court. With these words he threw a footstool at him and hit him on the right shoulder blade near the top of his back. Odysseus stood firm as a rock, and the blow did not even stagger him, but he shook his head in silence as he brooded on his revenge. Then he went back to the threshold and sat down there, laying his well-filled wallet at his feet. Listen to me, you crowd, you suitors of Queen Penelope, that I might speak even as I minded. A man knows neither hit nor pain if he gets hit while fighting for his money, or for his sheep, or for his cattle. Even so, Antinius has hit me while in the service of my miserable belly, which is always getting people into trouble. Still the poor have gods and avenging desires. At all I pray then that Antinius may come to a bad end before his marriage. Sit where you are and eat your victuals in silence, or be off elsewhere, shouted Antinius. If you say more, I will have you dragged hand and foot through the courts, and the servants shall flay you alive. The other suitors were much displeased at this, and one of the other young men said, Antinius, you did ill in striking the poor wretch of a tramp. It will be worse for you if he should turn out to be some god, and we know the gods go about disguise in all sorts of ways as people from foreign countries and travel about the world to see who do amiss and who righteously. Thus said the suitors, but Antinius paid them no heed. Meanwhile, Telemachus was furious about the blood that had been given to his father, and though no tear fell from him, he shook his head in silence and brooded on his revenge. Now when Penelope heard that the beggar had been struck in the banqueting cloister, she said that the four maids would follow, would so strike you, Antinius, and waiting woman fury no need. Answered, our prayers were answered. Not one of the suitors would ever again see sunrise. Then Penelope said, Nurse, I hate every single one of them, for they mean nothing but mischief, but I hate Antinius like the darkness of death itself. A poor unfortunate tramp who came begging about the house for sure want. Everyone else has given him something to put in his wallet, but Antinius has hit him on his right shoulder blade with a footstool. Thus did she talk of her maids as she sat in her own room, and in the meantime Odysseus was getting his dinner. Then she called her the swineherd and said, you must go and tell the strangers to come here. I want to see him and ask him some questions. He seems to have traveled much, and he may have seen us heard something of unhappy husband. To this you answered, O swineherd Eumaeus, if these Greekins, madame, would only keep quiet, he would be charmed with the history of his adventures. I had 3 days and 3 nights of me in my hut, which was the first place he reached after running away from his ship, and he was not yet completed the story of his misfortunes. If he had been the most heaven-taught minister on the whole world, or whose lips all hearers hang in France, I could not have been more charmed as I sat in my hut and listened to him. He says there is an old friendship between his house and that of Odysseus, and that he comes from Crete, where the descendants of Minos live. After having been driven hither and thither by every kind of misfortune, he also declares that he had heard of Odysseus as being alive and near at hand among the Thesprotians, and he's bringing a great wealth home with him. Call him here then, said Penelope, that I too may hear his story. As for the suitors, let them take their pleasure indoors or out if they will, for they have nothing to fret about. Their corn and wine remain unwasted in their houses, with none but servants that consume them, while they keep hanging about our house day after day, sacrificing our oxen and sheep and fat goats for their banquets, and never giving so much as thought to the whole quantity of wine they drink. No mistake can stand such recklessness, for we have now no Odysseus to protect us. If he were to come again, he and his son would soon have their revenge. As she spoke, Telemachus sneezed so loudly that the whole house resounded with it. Penelope laughed when she heard this and said to Eumaeus, go and call the stranger, did you not hear how my son sneezed? Eumaeus, just as I was speaking, this can only mean that all the suitors are going to be killed, and that not one of them shall escape. Furthermore, I say and lay my saying to your heart, if I am satisfied that the stranger is speaking the truth, I shall give him a certain cloak of good wear. When Eumaeus heard this, he went straight to Odysseus and said, Father stranger, my mistress Penelope, mother Telemachus is sent for you. She is in great grief. If she wishes to hear anything, you can tell her about her husband. If he is satisfied that you are speaking the truth, she will give you a certain cloak, which are the very things that you are most in want of. As for bread, you can get enough of what you fill your belly by begging out of the town and letting those give that will. I will tell Penelope, answered Odysseus, nothing but that is strictly true. I know all about her husband, have been partner with him in affliction, but I am afraid of passing through the crowd of cruel suitors, for their private insolence reach heaven. Just now, moreover, as I am going about the house without doing any harm, a man gave me a blow that hurt me very much, but neither Telemachus nor anyone else defended me. Tell Penelope, therefore, to be patient and wait till sundown, and let her give me a seat close up to the fire, for my clothes are worn very thin. You know they are, for you have seen them ever since I first asked you to help me. She can then ask me about the return of her husband. The swineherd went back when he heard this, and Penelope said, as she saw him cross the threshold, why do you not bring him here, Eumaeus? Is he afraid that someone will ill-treat him, or is he shy of coming inside the house at all? Beggars should not be shamefaced. So this you answered, O swineherd Eumaeus, the stranger is quite reasonable. He is avoiding the suitors, and is only doing what anyone else would do. He asks you to wait till sundown, and it will be much better, madam, that you should have him all to yourself, when you can hear him and talk to him as you will. The man is no fool, answered Penelope. It would very likely be as he says, for there is no such abominable people in the whole world as these men are. When she had been done speaking, Eumaeus went back to the suitors, for he had explained everything. Then he went up to Telemachus and said in his ear, so that no one could overhear him, my dear sir, I will now go back to the pigs to see after your property, my own business. You will look to what is going on here, but above all, be careful to keep out of danger, for there are many here who bear you ill will. May Zeus bring them to a bad end before they do us a mischief. Very well, replied Telemachus, go home, and when you have had your dinner, and in the morning come here with the victims we are to sacrifice for the day, leave the rest to heaven and me. On this, Eumaeus took his seat again, and when he had finished his dinner, he left the courts and the cloister with the men at table, and went back to his pigs. As for the suitors, they presently began to amuse themselves of singing and dancing, for it was now getting on towards evening. In Odyssey, Book 18, the fight with Eurus, Odysseus warns Amphinomus. Penelope gets presents from the suitors, the braziers. Odysseus rebukes Eurymachus. Now there came a certain common tramp who used to go begging all over the city of Ithaca, and was notorious as an incorrigible glutton and drunkard. This man had no strength nor stay in him, but he was a great walking fellow to look at. His real name, the one his mother gave him, was Arneus, but the young men of the place called him Eurus, because he used to run errands for anyone who would send him. As soon as he began to insult Odysseus, and to try and drive him out of his own house, "Be off, old man," he cried from the doorway, "or you shall be dragged out neck and heels. Do not see that they are all giving me the wink, and wanting me to turn you out by force. Only I do not like to do so. Get up then, and go up yourself, or we shall come to blows." Odysseus turned on him and said, "My friend, do you no manner of harm. People give you a great deal, but I am not jealous. There is room enough in this doorway for the pair of us, and you do not grudge me things that are not yours to give. You seem to be just such another tramp as myself, but perhaps the gods will give us better luck by and by. Do not, however, talk too much about fighting, or you will incense me, and old though I am, I shall cover your mouth and chest with blood. I shall have more peace tomorrow if I do, for you will not come to the house of Odysseus any more." Eurus was very angry and answered, "You filthy glutton, you run on trippingly like an old fish bag. I have a good mind to lay both hands about you and knock your teeth out with your head like so many boars.
war stops. Get ready, therefore, and let these people here stand by and look on. You will never be able to fight one who is so much younger than yourself. Thus roundly did they rate one another on their smooth pavement in front of the doorway, and when Antonius saw what was going on, he laughed heartily and said to others, "This is the finest sport that you ever saw. Heaven never yet sent anything like it into this house. The stranger and Iris have quarreled and are going to fight. Let us set them on to do so at once." The suitors all came up laughing and gathered round the two ragged tramps. "Listen to me," said Antonius. "There are some goats paunches down at the fire, while we have filled with blood and fat and set aside for supper. He who is victorious and proves himself to be the better man shall have his pick of the lot. He shall be free of our table and will not allow any other beggar about the house at all." The others all agreed, but Odysseus, to throw them off the scent, said, "Sirs, an old man like myself, worn out of suffering, cannot hold his own against a young one. But my irrepressible belly urges me on, though I know it can only end in making me a drubbing. You must swear, however, that none of you will give me a foul blow to favor Iris and secure him the victory." They swore as he told them, and when they had completed their oath, Telemachus put in a word and said, "Stranger, if you have a mind to settle with this fellow, you need not be afraid of anyone here. Whoever strikes you will have a fight for more than one. I am host, and the other chiefs, Antonius and Eurylochus, both of them of understanding, are of the same mind as I am." Everyone assented, and Odysseus girded his old rags about his loins and his silver thighs, his broad chest and solid shoulders, and his mighty arms. But Athena came up to him and made his limbs even stronger still. The suitors were beyond measure astonished, and one would turn towards his neighbor, saying, "The stranger has brought such a thigh out of his old rags, and there will soon be nothing left of Iris." Iris began to be very uneasy as he heard them, as the servants girded him by horse and brought him into the open parts of the court and set up inside his limbs, for all trembled. Antonius taunted him and said, "You swaggering bully, you ought never to have been more careful if you are afraid of such an old broken down creature as a friend." I say, "Therefore, when it shall be sure to be, he beats you and bruises himself, the better man I shall pack you off on board ship to the mainland and send you to King Echetus, who kills everyone that comes near him. He will cut off your nose and ears and dry out your entrails for the dogs to eat." This frightened Eurus still more, but they brought him into the middle of the court, and the two men raised their hands to fight, and then Odysseus considered whether he should let drive so hard at him as to make a hand of him then and there, or whether he should give him a lighter blow that should only knock him down. In the end, he deemed it best to give a lighter blow to fear that Eurylochus should begin to suspect who he was. Then they began to fight, and Eurus hit Odysseus on the right shoulder, but Odysseus gave Eurus a blow on the neck under the ear that broke into the bones of his skull, and blood came gushing out of his mouth. He fell groaning in the dust, gnashing his teeth and kicking on the ground. The suitors threw out their hands and nearly died of laughter, as Odysseus caught hold of him by the foot and dragged him into the outer court as far as the gatehouse. There he propped him up against the wall and put his staff in his hands. "Sit here," said he, "and keep the dogs and pigs off you, our pitiful creature, and if you try to make yourself king of the beggars any more, you shall fare so worse." Then he threw his dirty old wallet, was tattered and torn, over his shoulder with the cord by which it hung, and went back to sit down upon the threshold. But the suitors went by the cloisters, laughing and saluting him. "May Zeus and all other gods," said they, "grant you whatever you want for having put an end to the opportunity of the insatiable tramp. We will take him over to the mainland presently to King Echetus, who kills everyone that comes near him." Odysseus hailed this as a good omen, and Antonius set a great goose paunch before him, filled with blood and fat. Amphimonius took 2 loaves out of the breadbasket and brought them to him, pledging him as he did so in golden goblet of wine. "Good luck to you," he said. "Father stranger, you are very badly off at present, but I hope you will have better times by and by." To this Odysseus answered, "Amphimonius, you seem to be a man of good understanding, as indeed you may have well be, seeing whose son you are. I have heard your father well spoken of. He is Nisus of Elegium, a man both brave and wealthy. They tell me you are his son, and you appear to be a considerable person. Listen, therefore, and take heed to what I am saying. Man is the meanest of all creatures that have their being upon earth. As long as heaven vouchsafes him health and strength, he thinks that he shall come to no harm hereafter, and even when the blessed God brings sorrow upon him, he bears it he needs must, and makes the best of it, for God Almighty gives men their daily minds day by day. I know all about it, for I was a worse man once, and did her much wrong in the stubbornness of my pride, and in the confidence that my father and my brothers would support me. Therefore let a man fear God in all things always, and take the good that heaven may see fit to send him without a vain glory. Consider the infamy of what these secrets are doing. See how they are wasting the estate and doing dishonor to the life of one who is certain to return some day, and that too not long hence. Nay, he will be here soon. May heaven send you home quietly first, that you may not meet with him in the day of his coming, for once he is here, the suitors and he will not part bloodlessly." With these words he made a drink offering, and when he had drunk, he had put the gold cup against the hands of Amphimonius, who walked away, seriously and bowing his head, for he foreboded evil. But even so he did, now he saved destruction, for Athena had doomed him to fall by the hand of Telemachus. So he took his seat again at the place on which he had come. Then Athena put his mind on Penelope to show herself to the suitors, that she might make them still more enamored of her, and win still further honor from her son and husband. So she feigned a mocking laugh, and said, "Eurynoe, I have changed my mind, and have a fancy to show myself to the suitors, although I detest them. I should like also to give my son a hint that he had better not have anything more to do with them. They speak fairly enough, but they mean mischief. My dear child," answered Eurynoe, "all they have said is true. Go and tell your son about it, but first wash yourself and wipe your face. Do not go about with your cheeks all covered with tears. It is not right that you should grieve so incessantly, for Telemachus, whom you always prayed that you might live to see what will be, is already grown up." "I know, Eurynoe," replied Penelope, "that you mean well, but do not try and persuade me to wash and to anoint myself, for having wronged me of all my duty on the day my husband sailed. Nevertheless, tell also know and Hippodamia, that I was them. They must be with me when I am in the cloister. I am not going among the men alone. It would not be proper for me to do so." On this, the old woman went out of her reach of maids to go to their mistress. In the meantime, Athena bethought her of another matter, and set Penelope off into a sweet slumber. So she lay down on her couch, and limbs became heavy with sleep. Then the goddess shed grace and beauty all over her, that all the Grecians might admire her. She washed her face with ambrosial loveliness that Aphrodite wears when she goes dancing with her graces. She made her taller and a more commanding figure, while for her complexion it was whiter than sawn ivory. When Athena had done all that, she went away. Whereupon the maids came into the woman's room and woke Penelope with the sound of their talking. "What an exquisitely delicious sleep I have been having," said she, as she passed her hands over her face. "In spite of all my misery, I wish Artemis would let me die so sweetly now at this very moment, that I might no longer waste in despair for the loss of my dear husband, who possessed every kind of good quality and was the most distinguished man among the Grecians." With these words she came down from her upper room, not alone but attended by 2 of her maidens, and when she reached the suitor, she stood by one of her bearing posts, supporting the roof of the cloister, holding a veil before her face, and with a staid maid servant on either side of her, as they beheld her suitors were
so overpowered and became so desperately enamored of her that each one prayed he might win her for his own bedfellow. Telemachus, said she, addressing her son, I fear you are no longer discreet and well-conducted as you used to be. When you were younger, you had a greater sense of propriety. Now, however, you have grown up, there is a stranger to look at you who would take you for the son of a well-to-do father as far as size and good looks go. Your conduct is by no means what it should be. What is all this disturbance? What has been going on? And how came you to allow a stranger to be so disgracefully ill-treated? What would have happened if he had suffered seriously injury while a suppliant in our house? Surely this would have been very distressful to you. I am not surprised, my dear mother, at your displeasure, replied Telemachus. I understand all about it, and know when things are not as they should be, which I could not do when I was younger. I cannot, however, behave with perfect propriety at all times. First one and then another, these wicked people I hear keeps driving me out of my mind, and I have no one to try and stand by me. After all, however, this fight between Eurus and the stranger did not turn out as the suitors meant it to do, for the stranger got the best of it. I wish Father Zeus, Athena, and Apollo would break the neck of every one of those wooers of yours, some inside the house and some out, and I wish they might be as limp as Ares is over yonder in the gate of the outer court. See how he nods his head like a drunken man. He has had such a thrashing that he cannot stand on his feet, or get back to his home, wherever that may be, for he has no strength left in him. Thus the bit conversed. Eurymachus then came up and said, Queen Penelope, daughter of Icarus, if all the Phrygians in the Iasian Argos could see you at this moment, you would have still more suitors in your house by tomorrow morning, for you are the most admirable woman in the whole world, both as regards personal beauty and strength and understanding to this Penelope, for I, Eurymachus, had robbed me of all my beauty, whether or face or figure, when the Argives had sailed for Troy, and my dear husband with them. If he were to return and look after my affairs, I should be more respected and show better presence to the world, as it is I am oppressed with care, and with afflictions which heaven has seemed to fit to heap upon me. My husband foresaw it all, and when he was looking home, he took my right wrist in his hand. Wife, he said, we shall not all of us come safe home from Troy, for the Trojans like love of a bow and spear. They are excellent also at fighting from chariots, and nothing decides the issue of a fight sooner than this. I know not, therefore, whether heaven will send me back to you, or whether I may not fall over there at Troy. In the meantime, do you look after these things here. Take care of my father and mother at present, and even more so during my absence. And when you see our son grow in a beard, then marry whom you will, and leave this your present home. This is what he said, and now it is all coming true. And night will come when I shall have to yield myself to marriage, which I detest, for Zeus has taken from me all hope of happiness. But further grief, moreover, cuts me to the very heart. You suitors are not moving me after the custom of my country. When men are courting a woman who they think will be a good wife to them, and who is of noble birth, when they are each trying to win her for himself, they usually bring oxen and sheep to feast the friends of the lady. They make the magnificent presents instead of eating up people's property without paying for it. This is what she said, and Odysseus was glad when he heard her trying to get presents out of the suitors, flattering them with their words, which she knew she did not mean. Then Antionius said, Queen Penelope, daughter of Icarus, take as many presents as you please from anyone who will give them to you. It is not less to refuse a present, but we will not go about our business, not stir from where we are. Still, you have married the best man among us, whoever he may be. Others applauded what Antionius had said, and each one sent his servants to bring his present. Antionius, man, returned with a large, lovely dress, most exquisitely embroidered. It had 12 beautifully made rich pins of pure gold, with which to fasten it. Eurymachus immediately brought her a magnificent chain of gold and amber beads, and gleamed like sunlight. Eurydamas' too, man, returned with some earrings fashioned into the 3 brilliant pendants which glistened most beautifully, while King Pisander, son of Polyptor, gave her a necklace of the rarest workmanship, and everyone else brought her a beautiful present of some kind. Then the queen went back to her room upstairs, and her maids brought the presents after her. Meanwhile, the suitors took to singing and dancing and stayed till evening came. They danced and sang till it grew dark. They then brought in 3 braziers to give light, and filled them up with chopped firewood very old and dry, and with torches from them, which the maids held up and turned about. And Odysseus said, Maids, servants of Odysseus, who has so long been absent, go to the queen inside the house, sit with her and amuse her, or spin and pick wool. I will hold the lights for all these people. They may stay till morning, but shall not beat me, for I can stand a great deal. The maids looked at one another and laughed, while pretty Melantha began to gag at him contemptuously. She was daughter to Dolius, but had been brought up by Penelope. They used to get her toys to play with, and looked after her when she was a child. In spite of all this, she showed no consideration for the sorrows of her mistress, and used to misconduct herself of Eurymachus, with whom she was in love. Poor wretch, said she, are you gone clean out of your mind? Go and sleep in some smithy, or place of public gossips, instead of chattering here. Are you not ashamed of opening your mouth before your betters? So many of them, too. That is the wine when kissing into your head, or do you always babble in this way? You seem to have lost your wits because you beat the tramp Eurus. Take care that a better man than he does not come and cut that gal you about the head till he pack you bleeding out of the house. The vixen replied, Odysseus, shouting at her, I will go and tell Telemachus what you have been saying, and he will have you torn limb from limb. With these words he scared the woman, and they went off into the body of the house. They trembled all over, for they thought he would do as he said. But Odysseus took his stand near the burning braziers, holding up torches and looking at the people, brooding the while on the things that should surely come to pass. But Athena would not let the suitors for one moment cease their insolence, for she wanted Odysseus to become even more bitter against them. She therefore said to Eurymachus, son of Polybius, on to dare at him, which made the others laugh. Listen to me, said he, you suitors of Queen Penelope, I may speak even as I am minded. It is not for nothing that this man has come to the house of Odysseus. I believe the light has not been coming from his torches, but from his own head, for his hair is still all gone, every bit of it. Then turning to Odysseus, he said, Stranger, will you work as a servant if I send you to the world and see that you are well paid? Can you build a stone fence or plant trees? I will have you fed all over year round, and will find you in choosing clothing. Will you go then? Not you, for you have guidings of bad ways and do not want to work. You had rather fill your belly by going round the country begging. Eurymachus answered Odysseus, if you and I were to work one against the other in early summer, when the days are at their longest, give me a good sight and take another yourself, and let us see which will last the longer or mow the stronger. From dawn till dark, when the mowing grass is about, where he will fly up against me, let us take a yoke of tawny oxen, all mates in great strength and endurance, turn me into a 4-acre field, and see whether you or I can drive the stranger furrow. If we can work a break of this day, give me a shield, a shuttle of spears, a helmet fitting upon my temples. You would find me foremost in the fray, and would cease your givers about my belly. You are insolent and cruel, and think yourself a great man because you live in a little world and a bad one. Therefore Odysseus comes to his own Hygian. The doors of his house are wide, but you will find them narrow when you try to fly through them. Eurymachus was furious at all this. He scowled at him and cried, you wretch, I will soon pay you for your daring to say such things to me in public too. Has wine been getting into your head, or do you always babble in this way? You seem to have lost your voice because you preached the tramp Eurus. With this he caught hold of the footstool, but Odysseus sought protection from the knees of Amphinomus, of Teletium, for he was afraid the stool hit the cup there at his right hand and knocked him down. The man fell and cried on his back, and his wine jug fell
Greetings, a big man. The suitors in the covered cloister were now in uproar, and one would turn towards the neighbor, saying, I wish the stranger had gone somewhere else. That luck to him for all the trouble he gives us. We cannot permit such a disturbance about a beggar. If such low counsels are prevailed, we shall have no more pleasure at our banquet. On this, Telemachus came forward and said, Sirs, are you mad? Can you not carry your meat and liquor decently? Some evil spirit has possessed you. I do not wish to drive any of you away, but you have had your suppers, and sooner you will go home to bed the better. The suitors bit their lips and marveled at the boldness of this speech, but Antinomius, the son of Nicias, who was son to Archias, said, Do not let us take offense. It is reasonable to let us make no answer. Neither let us give violence to the stranger, nor to any of who receives the servants. Let the cupbearer go round of the drink offerings, that we may make them, and go home to our rest. As for the stranger, let us leave Telemachus to deal with him, for it is to his house that he has come. Thus did he speak in his saying, Peace them well. So Mulius of Galicium, servant to Amphinomus, mixed of all wine and water, and handed it around to each of them man by man, whereon they made their drink offerings to the blessed gods. And when they had made their drink offerings and had drunk each one of them, he was minded. They took their several ways, each of them to their own abode.